I just think about God sitting there as a parent and seeing his children bickering and treating each other in a way that is just so not loving. And I wonder, how are we supposed to love people, love our enemies, love people who are still in the world, if we can't even love the ones who are in our own households? I just wondered, what do you guys think about that? I feel like we should be doing better, the way that we treat each other, and there's just so much. I mean, I've been through it in church where I've had Christians say stuff and just treat me in a way that's super unloving. I feel like the world, they can sometimes be less judgmental. When we learn right from wrong, suddenly we start judging people, and it's sad, because this is not why God's taught us truth. He's taught us truth so that we can understand right from wrong, not so that we can use that to berate and batter people down with it. I was talking to God about this, and he told me that, our nation, we're still struggling with this "am I my brother's keeper's" mentality. This idea that none of us are responsible for each other in any other way, because in the human way, in our humanity, we are strangers, but spiritually, we're brothers and sisters, and we come from the same households. And as the Father prepares us to go to our forever home with him, he's going to be teaching us how to live as one in unity. So God's spoken to me over the past 15 years about changes that he's making in his church in the time of Jesus's coming. And one of those changes is unity of his children. And guys, I know this is probably not our favorite topic. We don't like to talk about the we don't like to talk about the darker side of life, and we kind of want to stay in the happy side of Christianity, but I feel like we've got to deal with the issues that are real within our nation. So I talked about what God shared with me about our nation still having an issue of "am I my brother's keeper?" But in the same breath, the Lord also reveals to me that where sin is crouching at our door, and I know that we don't probably like to talk about the dark side of what's happening within our humanity as Christians. We kind of like to brush it under the carpet and pretend it's not there, and then go to church on a Sunday and just fellowship and smile, and but everyone's got a sinful nature. And truly, if we hide it, if we cover it up, if we pretend it's not there and just carry on smiling with each other but don't address the issues in the church, sin won't be crouching at the door anymore. Sin will be inside the house. And honestly, in our nation, sin is already in the households. And we need to find a way to stop opening the door to the enemy, truthfully. If we're called to love people, we've got to learn how to love our siblings first. One of the things that I really believe is, how are we going to really say that we love God if we don't treat our brothers and sisters who are his children correctly? Let's come up to a higher level now in the way that we love. I believe we're capable of it. I know we're capable of it because God lives inside of us, and it is a choice, and it is about submitting ourselves to his will, really overcoming the annoyance of the flesh. The flesh is always going to be there. It's not going to go away, but we've got to learn now how to put it on the leash, and how not to walk down the road with Satan in friendship at the cost of stoning our brothers and sisters. And this is happening. I see this happening in the church. It's happened to me. I see it happen to other people, and we need to get this right, guys. We really do. So how about we start thinking about this and just praying to God as a nation together to fix us in this way. I feel like I can't be the only person out here who's just being like, hey guys, I just want to kind of broach this subject. I feel like more of us need to stand up and put our hands up and say, you know what? we see it too. Sometimes we do it. Sometimes we think it. You know, let's not. You know, we can only do this together, and God is purifying his church, and that means that we are going to have to take action to work with him, to partner with him, and to respond to the subjects, the messy subjects, the subjects that we don't really want to touch or admit or acknowledge. You know, it's time for us now to man up to those things and say, you know what, God, yeah, you're right. You know, we do these things and we shouldn't be doing these things. You've called us to be in Jesus's likeness. So, you know, we do have a responsibility, and it can't always be the fun side of our fellowship that we're trying to indulge in whilst we just ignore what's going on and the sin that's crouching at the door and the sin we're letting into the door. You know, we all want to go to the Christian concerts and have a fun time with our siblings, but at the end of the day, there has to be some conversations that are about the realities of the difficulties that we are having as a church and as a people. We can't just be having fun all the time and smiling with our siblings as if we don't have a problem. You know, we did that enough when we were in the world. I really feel like it's time to leave our worldly behaviors behind now, and yeah, let's just confront the sin that's crouching at our door. I love you guys. Stay blessed, and yeah, I'd be great to hear what you guys think about it. You know, let's do this thing together. That's what I say.